Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and I'm the card book crafter, and I'm coming on to do a very quick card. I think it's one of the easiest cards I've done, and it's an idea that I saw on Pinterest a few months ago, and I filed it in the back of my mind thinking I must have a go at that. So this is me switching the camera on and having a go. So I've done some prep already. So I've taken a piece of A4 card, then I've folded in half to create an A5 card. Now I think the original idea was on an A6, which is half of that again, so it was much smaller. There wasn't any measurements or instructions, so these are mine. These are my instructions, so I've got my fingers crossed it all works out. So you'll need some patterned paper, which I've cut into strips. So I've got two strips that are 13.5 centimetres by 4 centimetres, which is around about 5.25 by 1.5 inches. So it's two of those. Then I've got two of them that are slightly longer, so they're 4 centimetres again by 17 centimetres, or 1.5 inches by 6.75 inches. And to go with them, I've got some contrasting colour. I was going to go with black, but then I thought, you know what, let's do something a little bit different, brighten things up a bit and use a contrasting colour rather than black. So I've got two that are 4.5 centimetres by 14 centimetres, or 1.75 by 5.5 inches. And then I've got two that are 17.5 centimetres by 4.5 centimetres, or 1.75 by 7 inches. So, and all I'm going to do, oh, and I've got one strip, one very long strip, which is 2 centimetres, which I think is, yeah, almost, it's about 3/4 inch, and that's for the inside. Then I've got together some, these are just some flowers that I've punched out using some of my punches, that I'm going to use to decorate. Love that leaf one, and I've got a little bit of bling as well to go in the middle. So let's see how we go on. Oh, and I've got a happy birthday stamp, which I'm thinking I'm going to pop up the top there. So to start off with, I'm very simply going to mat and layer my papers. So taking these two, I'm just going to pop them on to there like that. Yeah, I was having a look on Pinterest and I thought I really like that idea. I must file it away and have a think. So because on Pinterest you can save, can't you? So I did a save and went back on, and it wasn't, when I clicked on it, was no instructions, and like I say, it was on the smaller card, and I knew I wanted a card, but I wanted something that was a little bit bigger. So I've sat down with my with my tape measure and my rulers and worked this out, and I'm fingers crossed this is going to work. If it's an epic fail, then I won't be uploading this video. So let's see how we get on. So just going to, there we go, put our papers together like that with that very thin. I've allowed I've done mine in centimetres, so I've allowed 0.5 centimetre border to go around the outside, and with the inches it's about 1/4 inch border around the outsides as well. Let's pop that one on there, and this is very lightweight card, and this is paper because I don't want it to be too heavy, obviously, when it's going through the post. Line that up, there we go. So that's my basics. Now I'm just going to do the inside. So all I've taken is a strip of the same pattern, and I'm just going to pop that on the inside of my card. just across there like that. So I'm just going to start round about. You can measure it before you start gluing it, but I think I prefer to glue it and then cut, just because I think you get a closer fit with your paper. Sometimes I've done it and it's not really sat right, or it's been a little bit short, or it's been that just the tiniest bit long, but it's just fiddly to get at. So I'm just going to line that up there like that. There we go, that's straight. And then I'm going to cut from the back using my scissors. I've gone over with the glue so that I can make sure I get a really good seal all the way to the end of the patterned paper. There we go. So that's the inside almost done. I am going to stamp my happy birthday sentiment on the inside, but I'm not going to do it just yet because I want to get on with doing the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer my longest two. Well, actually the easiest way to do it is to take one of your longest two, and I'm going to make sure that my paper's the way round that I like it. So I've layered that one. Then I'm going to take one of my short ones. I'm going to make sure that they're the same way. This pattern has it's very simple, very subtly, that's the bottom. I didn't realise it was until I'd cut them all out. Otherwise I'd have gone for something that you didn't have a way up, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to weave my 4 strips. So I've got that one like that. I'm going to bring that over a little bit, I think. Have that in the middle. Then I'm going to bring my second longer one and put that there. And what I want to do is make sure that these are lined up. And then I'm going to bring this one in, and it's going to go under that first strip, just like that. Okay, I do want to put my sentiment in that corner, so I'm just going to very carefully bring it down just ever so slightly, so I've got enough space to fit my happy birthday in that corner. Or I could bring it down here if I wanted, but I want it in that corner. Okay, so that's it weaved. I think what I'm going to do is put it to one side, get my happy birthday in first, so that I can make sure that it's how I want it to be. So let me grab a little piece of scrap paper and just going to ink up my stamp off, make sure it's working fine. Yep, that's fine. And then ink it up again, and I'm going to keep it, so that's the top of my card. It is upside down to you guys, I'm really sorry about that, but I need to be able to see where I'm going. So I'm going to bring it right to the top of the card and try and keep it as straight as I can. Press down, and then I've got my happy birthday in that corner. And I'm going to bring this back on and make sure, because I've chosen that size, I needed to see how these, that I had enough space there. Okay, so I think I'm going to have it like that. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one and just put some glue down like that. So pop that on there just below my happy birthday. Then that one goes over, this one goes under. So I'm going to just glue on the back of this one. I'm going to very carefully lift this end up and pop that in, making sure I've got enough space here. I'm just concentrating. There we go. Hopefully that's fine. Then I want this one to go underneath. So it's, and wet glue is the only way to go with this, guys, really, because if you do something that's going to fix it straight away, you're not going to be able to make any adjustments. So this one needs to go under that. So I'm going to hold that, push that in, and while I'm doing that, make sure I'm lining this up with here. I'm using my visual guide, so the bottom of the paper, the side of the paper, and then line up these edges there. There we go. And then this one has to go over that one and under. It's a weave. What I could have done, I suppose, was weave it together, glue it, and then glue it as one whole. But that's a lot of faff, and if I get the papers in the wrong place, I may go over my sentiment at the top. So this one goes over this one and under this one. So I'm just going to lift it back up, slide that in place using the bottom of my card and the bottom of this, the middle one here, as another visual reference to push that down, line it up, and then fix that there. That should be straight. Ever so slightly skew if there. So just straightening things up ever so slightly, and then push down. I'm going to use my bone folder just to make sure that they've all got really good contact on there, and we've got the weave going on, so hopefully you can see how that has weaved between the papers. I think ideally I might have brought this one up ever so slightly, but I don't want to move it again. Okay, so that's all my edges down. So now I'm going to decorate. So what I've done is I've got two of these leaves that I've just punched out using that punch. Then I've got these flowers, and I've just used the cream from the background, the blue which I've used to mount the patterned paper on, and I've got some more here, some smaller ones which I may or may not use. We'll see how we go. So first of all, I'm just going to use my bone folder to shape those leaves, just to give them a little bit of a curl. I'm not going to go too mad. I don't want it to be too raised up, thinking as always about the post. So just curling that ever so slightly. I'll pop that down. Where's my next layer? That's that one. So again, so these are just daisy punches, these ones that I bought. I bought them all separately, but as it would happen, I think there's 5 of them all together, with the biggest one being a big old heavy punch. And I don't think I paid more than maybe £1, £1.50 maybe for them each at the car boot sale. So I got a full collection for, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, under a tenner anyway. I can promise you that. So I'm just gonna lay that down, give that a minute, and then I've got my centre one as well, which is that one which I picked up for £1 at car boots. I'm just going to shape that one as well. It's not the daisy inner, but I quite like it to use inside the centres of flowers. So I've just given that a little bit of shape. I'm going to pop that in the middle and press that down. I'm going to use a pencil so I get right in the middle and press it down like that. So we've got a little bit of dimension to it. So I'm going to get my 2 leaf branches. I'm just going to put some glue on the back, I might tiny bit all the way up. I want to keep some dimension on this as well, but not, so I don't want to put too much glue on. So I'm using a green that picks up of the green in the paper. So I could have used a pink, I suppose, for the flowers, but I'm using what I had to hand on my card. So like I say, nice, quick and easy card. So I'm just laying those down. I haven't put too much glue on the leaves themselves because I want to keep that sort of dimension. Then I'm going to lift this one up and pop that one on. A bit of glue on the back and put it so that it straddles between those two leaf branches. Let's push that down. Hopefully that will hold. Now I've got these now, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have a little play, I think, because one, I'm not sure whether to add them at all or whether to say that that's finished, or whether to add them. So layer them up. Do I put the white behind the blue like that and pop them down, or do I do the blue with the white on top and pop them down? They're flat at the moment because I haven't done anything with them. I'm really not sure. Let me think. I think I'm going to go, I think I will use them, but I think I'm going to put the white at the back. Right, so let me bring in my mouse mat, and the easiest way to do this is to pop them on there like that, and I'm going to use the rubber on the back of my pencil, just press down like that to give a little bit of a cup dimensions to it. There we go, like that. Only because I don't know where my ball tool is at the minute, so this will do instead. So a little bit of glue in the middle. Whoops, very careful. There we go. And then I've got some dimension as well that I'm going to put in the middle of that. Some well, they're not diamantes as such, are they? Let's just give that a minute. It's twisted. There we go, that's better. Push down again. Get that to adhere to the paper. Pop that one on, that's worked better. And push down as well. And then using my tweezers, I'm just going to lift that one up, turn it over, put some glue on the back, pop that halfway down that branch, push it down, make sure that glue's got contact with the card underneath and the branch. Do the same with this one, pop that on there, might move that one a little bit further away like that. Okay, and then I've got a little bit of bling. These are like little flowers, not quite diamante. So I'm going to go with the pink to bring out the pink from the flower in the middle. So we've got two pink ones there. So I'm just going to use my tweezers. See if I can. Not going to pick up with the tweezers, are they? Okay, so use my fingers and then see if the tweezers will have them. Oh, are they on? Didn't realise they were on a roll. Hold on, I'm gonna have to cut, aren't I? There's that one, and there's that one. So they're on a strip, obviously, which is why they wouldn't come up when I tried to coax them. So there's that one. Use my tweezers. I'm just gonna pop that right in the middle of those flowers. So there we go. Just bring out that pop of pink colour. Maybe I won't bother with the tweezers. Maybe my fingers would have been easier in the end anyway. There's one. There's the other one. See if I can get that in the middle. Like that. There we go. That's a better fit, isn't it? And I've got one more pink one there, which I'm just going to cut either side and get that on there as well in the middle of the big one. I guess I could have used a bigger stone or piece of Diamante, but that actually, because they all just match, I think looks better. And the last thing I've got to do is just open it up, get my happy birthday stamp and my ink. Just going to put that on there to hold it straight. And I'm just going to ink that up, and I can pop that in the middle of the card, and that is then job done. There we go. Happy birthday. It is textured card, so it doesn't always pick up the whole, but I just think it adds an extra to it. I really like that now that I've finished it. I'm really pleased with that, and I think having that strip of paper in the middle just brings the two, the front and the back, together. So there we go. One finished, very, very simple, using scraps of paper, because it was just a of this paper. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So I'll see you all in the next video, and yeah, bye for now. Bye.